Alright, you guys finally get to hear commentary from the star. We are 36 hours, 20 minutes into the run. We are probably at 112 or 113 miles. It's going better. About mile 65, I hit a wall. And basically, there's the kid up in front of me. Basically beat my head against the wall trying to break through it to about mile 95. Suffered the whole way. Was in some pain. Mile 95, well, let's go back 1 minute. Mile 81, 82, I was falling asleep while running. If I wasn't following the kid at that point, I don't think I would have stayed on the trail or actually got anywhere. Mile 95 through 100, started hallucinating. I kept seeing people behind trees peeking out and staring at me. One guy even had a camera. Would pop his head out, take pictures of me, pop his head back. There was also a married couple. I don't know how I knew they were married, I just do. The husband would poke his head out one side of the tree, the wife out the other side of the tree. And all of these, I was cognitive enough to know that it wasn't real, but just off enough to think it was. So I kept stopping in the trail, trying to get a better look at the people. At that point, we decided that as soon as I hit 100 miles, it was time to lay down for a nap. So at 100 miles, about 30 hours, I took an hour-and-a-half nap, got up, felt a million times better once I started moving. That was 12 or 13 miles ago. Hopefully I don't jinx myself by saying this part. Mile 25, I took the lead and have been in first place ever since, including after I woke up from my hour and a half nap. Turns out when I went down for a nap, so did the other guys. But they're not too far behind me anymore. They pretty much gained everything on me while I was killing myself. But we're in a good position now. We're going to finish out 120. Probably going to take half hour, 45-minute nap. Get ready to go into the nighttime mode. I'll have 30 miles remaining, 3 laps left. We're just going to knock them down one at a time, take them as they come, see what we can do. Alright, the McNaughton 150-mile trail run is in the bag. Did end up taking first place, finished in 50 hours and 9 minutes unofficially. Gotta wait for the real results to come out to see what my time is going to be. I think last time I talked on the camera I was at mile 112, something like that. We ended up finishing that loop out to total out 120 miles. Again, it was a 10-mile loop that I had to repeat 15 times. Killer course. I've never been on a course as tough as that one was. Had some extremely long, crazy steep ascents, and then some crazy long, extremely steep descents, and all those just destroyed your quads and were extremely difficult to be on. I think after 120 miles I took another quick nap. I was starting to feel kind of down. We knew we only had 30 miles left, so the hope was to knock out like a half-hour nap, give or take a bit, and then just go run 30 miles. Did the nap, woke up, by then it was dark. I did another loop on my own to get from 120 to 130. Ran that comfortable the whole way, was feeling good. Pretty quick time, don't know what that split was for that 10 miles, but it went well. Then after that, my brother had found somebody to run 130 to 140 with me, so I had a pacer, took that person out with me. About 136, 137, I started hitting the wall again, started crashing, wanted to go to sleep, was having a hard time keeping my eyes open, wasn't falling asleep running, but I wanted to. And then about mile 139, had one more hallucination. This time I saw a cow. It's pitch black. I shouldn't have seen any details, so I knew it wasn't real. But there was a cowboy leaning up against the tree, and this time he was on my side of the tree. He wasn't peeking around, staring at me. He just gave me a tip of the hat, had a weird little smile, and then disappeared. And I figured since I hallucinated again, I need to get a little more nap in. I think I slept for 15 or 20 minutes at that point. And then went out for my final loop. My brother ran that one with me. So we're at 140 now. About 146, 147, I could smell the finish line, started picking it up. Pushing, trying to pretend like the last 140 some odd miles hadn't happened. By about 148, I was able to do that. I started running, and just the more I ran, the easier it became, and I was sprinting by the end. So the last 2 miles went by pretty quick. I guess as we were doing mid 7 miles, maybe low 8s, but I'm not really positive. But trucked home as hard as I possibly could for the finish. After that, hung out for a while, had a huge breakfast, went to a local bed and breakfast and took about a 7-hour nap. Went out for dinner, came back, went to sleep, woke up at 3 a.m. to start the process home, and that's where I am right now, doing this final little bit. I haven't seen everything that my brother recorded yet, so I'm hoping there's continuity between the start and all the way through, but at the end, probably the last 50 miles, which we were, I was hurting pretty good, but I was still able to function, but the focus became more on holding on to first place if we can, and just getting through the run. Absolutely, that was the hardest thing I've ever done. Physically and mentally broke down once, absolutely. Started to break down again, so we took a nap at that point. I took a nap. I think I got almost 2 hours of sleep total. My brother got about an hour, give or take a bit. So we were definitely pushing hard the whole way. And would I do it again? Absolutely, in a heartbeat. I'm going to look, see when registration opens up for next year, and I'm already planning on going. At dinner 8 hours after the run was over, I was talking to my brother about different race strategies and different things to do and different tactics and different ways to train. So I already made my lessons learned list and stuff I need to keep in mind for next year. The award I got for running 150 miles was another belt buckle. Just says trail. I don't know how well that's going to show up. 150 mile finisher. So totally worth it for a belt buckle.